Good afternoon, everybody. Today is August 12th, and here is another Buoy 10 update. So, after yesterday's success out in the ocean, I wanted to see if I could get back out there and just have another great day and come in and chase some Chinook again, just like we did yesterday. However, the south wind had different plans, and when that south wind blows, it makes fishing tough not only in the river, but also out in the ocean too, just because that south wind against the northwest swell makes it a little bit sloppy. So when I went out to go cross the bar, it was close to max ebb, which is when you don't want to cross it, but every single day is different because I've had bad bars on an incoming tide. But today it was grease calm, absolutely beautiful. I could have gone right down the middle, down the pipe through the middle grounds at 25-30 miles an hour, no problem. So I start going out, and I was like, well, you know, if it's this nice here, I think I'm going to try and go up north, because yesterday I was down south around the red line and CR. Like, I think I might try and go up to the north around 1 and 3, where we ended up wrapping up our day yesterday. So I got out there to the north tip and looked around. I was like, yeah, it's not too bad. It's actually looking pretty good. Actually really nice for going around the wash rock. So we went up there, went out for about 2 miles, and oh boy, they started short stacking and breaking. Not good. So we whipped around, went back towards the river a little bit, got into some calmer water, and headed across the middle over to the south line, over to the red line, and out towards CR to try and find some calmer water. When you get that max ebb going out, all that current going out, it tends to knock down that northwest swell, so you can find calmer water typically down in the south. However, what's down there is, guess what? More south wind. So even though the swell was down, the wind chop was up. But we bounced around a lot. I had a really hard time staying on fish consistently. You know, we get one here, one there. That silver red 2.5 spin fish from yesterday's report was still my number one without a doubt. And we just kept picking away at them, but a lot of wild still. It was a grind. And we actually went through about a two hour spell where we only landed like 1 or 2 fish. And I'm racking my brain like, okay, I know they're here. What happened? I know typically around 9 a.m. they tend to shut off. So what do I need to do here? And so I bounced around to a couple different spots, looking, and nothing was happening. And so I was like, well, the coho aren't going to bite.Maybe I'll get lucky and find a Chinook. We only need 2 more to get our boat limit. So I put one rod down to 130. Boom, nice Chinook. Really nice 15, 18 pound Chinook. Awesome, great. Let's get the others down. As we started dropping them down, around 45, 60 feet on line counter, started getting bit as we're dropping on every rod. Guess what? We found the coho again. They were just down deeper, about 20, 30 feet down, and we just needed to get down to them. They didn't want to hunt back up into that current that we were fishing in. They wanted to stay down below that river current. And so once we did that, it was as fast as we can get them down there in the exact same area where we were fishing, not getting bit. All we had to do was dump them down another 30, 40 feet on the line counter, and we started getting bit again. So even though you think you got it dialed in where it's pretty simple, straightforward, you know, 10 to 30 on the counters, like I was saying in one of my other reports, sometimes the fish have different things in mind, and you got to chase them down and try and figure them out. They didn't go anywhere. They're still there. They still want to come into the river, so you just need to try and figure out a different way to get them to bite. Because I don't have a report for the river today, you know, I talked to a couple guys. It's really slow until the incoming tide, which is happening right now. In fact, guys are starting to set up over here at the bridge on the incoming tide. They're all over there getting ready for that high slack bite that happens on both the Oregon and Washington side. So again, because I don't have a river report, because nothing's really happened yet, it's going to start happening here right now. What I'd like to do is I kind of come out here and just give you guys my 2 cents and what I see each day, which is great. But I know you guys appreciate that, but I need to make sure that I'm also answering all the questions that you guys have. So what I'm going to try and do, and it's tough because, you know, schedules are pretty tight out here. It's long days. But what I'd like to do is have you guys in the comments here on YouTube or on social media, just go ahead and put some comments down. Ask your questions. If I'm missing something that you want answered, I can maybe refer you to one of our other videos or answer it right there on the spot. So if you got a question about fishing down here in the river at the Buoy 10 fishery or even out in the ocean, feel free to put it in the comments or here on YouTube or on social media. So let's try that, see how that works. I don't know, it'll be fun. But wrap this up here. Probably the coolest thing about today was the fact that I had a 7-year-old kid on board. Out in the ocean when it was sloppy, you know, all that wind spray coming up over the top of the boat, he was a stud. I mean, have a 7-year-old kid out there running around, helping net fish. He was knocking fish out, putting them up in the fish box, reeling fish in, running around from one rod to the next. It was really cool to see how excited he was and how much guts he had to be out there, because we were fishing all the way out almost to Astoria Canyon at one point. So he was a tough kid. It was really cool to see. Okay, let's try out the questions if you guys got them. Otherwise, we'll see you guys tomorrow. And tomorrow, I will be in the river. So we'll have a good river report. All right, we'll see you then. Later.